Hey guys, it's Tina and I am back, and I know something's a little bit different, Ilya, my hair color, but that is not what we're here to talk about. We will get to that at a later date, but right now we're gonna focus all our energy and all our attention towards this beautiful haul that I made. It's all of the, well, it's not all of it. I mean, let's get real, it's not all of it, but it's from the Rihanna Fenty Beauty collection that just launched at Sephora, both in-store and online. Like, they weren't playing any games. They didn't do the online launch and then waited a couple of weeks before they did the in-store launch. Like, everything launched at the same time, which I commend Rihanna for this. So, wait. Dial it back. So for those of you who don't know, Rihanna released a beauty line. Who? You didn't know this? Where have you been? Oh, do we know each other? Like, are we even considered friends at this point? Because if you didn't know this was happening, I don't know. We may need to have a discussion about where our friendship is headed, because I feel like we are not connecting like we should. But Rihanna launched a beauty line, and it's exclusive to Sephora, and she's under the umbrella of the Kendo brands. Now, if you don't know who Kendo is, and not many people are aware of this, but Kendo is an umbrella brand that houses Kat Von D Beauty, Marc Jacobs Beauty, Bite Beauty. Fenty Beauty is now exclusive to Kendo brands, which do have contractual obligations, and they work exclusively with Sephora. Now, even though Sephora is the main beauty retailer for Fenty Beauty, you can also find it at Harvey Nichols stores in Ireland and the United Kingdom. So you can go to their locations and check out the collection, and they're available in different locations in Sephora, including Australia, Bahrain, Canada, Denmark, France, Kuwait, Malaysia, Mexico, Qatar, Singapore, Spain, Sweden, Thailand, United Arab Emirates, and the United States. You can also find it online at FentyBeauty.com, and they have free US shipping. So you can find this in a few locations, even though the best location for me would be Sephora, because I get to see the full collection. Now, the great thing about this collection, like I mentioned, is that it launched simultaneously online and in store. At 12 midnight Friday morning, you were able to get your hands on this. If you had a 24-hour Sephora store near you, like we have in New York City, you were able to grab this collection. In fact, Rihanna did do an exclusive event at one of the 24-hour stores in New York City. I believe it was Times Square, but don't quote me on that, but it's one of the main Sephora stores. She was actually in store greeting customers, and she actually rang up the first purchase of Fenty Beauty. So I thought that was really nice of her to do. And like I said, you were able to order it online, so it released 12 midnight Pacific Standard Time, and then 3 a.m. Eastern Time, so New York time, you know. And then the next morning, every single Sephora, we're talking about an all doors launch, so every single Sephora across the globe and across the United States had this collection in stock, ready to go on Friday morning. So if you had a Sephora near you, you could go in and check out the collection, which is what I chose to do. Since the online launch and the in-store launch was the same day, I could go in, swatch products, see the things, see all the things, and it was all the things, right? She had a full range of her display in my Sephora store, and that was nationwide as well. So every single shade of every single product was available for you to swatch, to test out, and that way it was easy to determine what things you wanted to pick up, what shade your foundation match was, which is one of the trickiest things in the collection, but we'll get all into that. In fact, let's just jump into that right now and talk about the products that I did pick up, because that's what we want to talk about, right? I'm gonna show you swatches and of course go through each and every product and give you my thoughts of each product. And I think our whole pricing structure makes her products a little bit more approachable than high-end brands. I feel like she is coming around the same price point as Kat Von D products, which would make sense since she is under the same brand umbrella. She falls right in line with the mid-range brands in the market. Like I said, she does line up very nicely with Kat Von D pricing, Anastasia Beverly Hills pricing. She is cheaper than Urban Decay, Stila, Smashbox, Too Faced. Like, she is cheaper than those brands, which I consider those mid-range brands. She's on the lower end of the pricing spectrum. which makes her brand a lot more accessible. Her prices are definitely not drugstore level, but I find that they won't necessarily break the bank. They are some of those products that you can comfortably splurge on without feeling like, oh my god, did I just overspend on a makeup product. Her prices range from $16 upwards to $54 for a trio set. So I think her prices are very accessible. So let's grab the very first thing that I have in my box here. This is the Pro Filter Instant Retouch Primer. There's only one primer available so far, and it says it's a shine stopping pore diffusing primer that smooths the way for better foundation application and longer wear with an instant retouch effect. This retails for $32 and it contains 32 milliliters or 1.08 fluid ounces, which is quite a good amount of product. Typically, most primers contain 1 fluid ounce. It says it is an oil-free primer that smooths away the look of pores. It visibly evens skin tone and texture and instantly absorbs shine without feeling dry or chalky. This means a smoother foundation application and longer makeup wear. And then it says, unlike a basic mattifying primer, Pro Filter's cushiony Touch Me Now texture mattifies the skin with the lightest possible feel for a full-on sensual experience. The universal Invisi Pink, which is trademarked, the Invisi Pink formula creates a filter-like blurring effect and melts instantly into all skin tones without a trace. Now, it is formulated without parabens and phthalates. And it also says Fenty Beauty is 100% cruelty-free, and I know that it's something that's important to a lot of you guys. For me, I like this primer. I'm not in love with this primer. I don't find that it really fills in my pores. It does kind of minimize them a little bit. It definitely isn't an oil control primer, and it does give a soft matte effect. It isn't really an ultra drying mattifying primer, which I like, and a lot more skin types will be able to use this, like a normal, maybe even slightly dry, not completely dry. I don't think if you're dry you need to grab this, but a normal skin type, oily skin type can use this, and it will be a nice primer. I just need a little bit more oil control, so I can use that all over. It applies nicely. It does a good job of holding on to your foundation, but it's not overly sticky or tacky, but it does have a little bit of grip to it. So it definitely helps to extend the wear of your foundation, but it's not pore minimizing from what I can tell. I did need to apply more of a pore minimizing primer for me to really enjoy my foundation wear. It's a decent primer. I don't think it's a holy grail, like blow them out the park kind of primer, but I do like it. I like the texture of it, and I will continue to use it. I just wouldn't recommend it if you already have a great mattifying primer. Now let's go ahead and, you know what, let's just jump into the foundation, because that's probably the most controversial product in the line. These are her Pro Filter Soft Matte Longwear Foundation, and it's available in 40 shades. I mean, she came out the gate and launched 40 shades, and there's been some back and forth about the shade selection, which I feel like is very uncalled for, that people are getting mad at the shade range. For me, I think she did an excellent job with the shade range to come out as a first time brand launch with 40 foundation shades, which is completely inclusive. So you have pale shades for very light skin, and then she has the in-between shades for women of color and also for Caucasian women. Like, she's not excluding Caucasian women with this line, which I feel like some people expected her to do, to just focus on dark skin because she is a woman of color and just exclude lighter skin, which I think is unfair of an expectation, because like it or not, there are a ton of women of color that still are on the lighter end of the spectrum. There are women that have mixed heritage, that have lighter complexions. There are, like she said, there are albino women that need lighter complexion products. There are Asian women, there are Hispanic Latino women, there are Indian women. There are so many different heritages, cultures, skin colors that you have to span the full spectrum. You can't just exclude one and show preference towards another. And I think that's where people are going wrong with expecting her to just focus on dark. Now, she did a good job with the dark end of the spectrum. She has nice, dark shades included, and I will show you swatches as I go through each product so you can see what I'm talking about. I went in and I swatched a bunch of the foundations. I swatched the ones that were closer to my skin tone because it just made sense to swatch the ones that are closer to my skin tone, including the one that I found to match me. And I did find a really great skin match, by the way, and I also swatched the deeper shades. Now, I will say this. Oh, let me just tell you the price of this really quick before I get into anything else, right? This is $34. Isn't that a great price point? Like $34 for a foundation. You're not, for all these foundations these days that are $40-something, $50, $60, this is $34. And again, you get that 32 milliliters or 1.08 fluid ounces, which is also in line with other foundations on the market. In fact, you get a little bit more because other foundations are just 1 fluid ounce. So you get a little bit more product, and it's a very good price point. Oh, I didn't even mention the packaging of the foundation and the primer. So the foundation and the primer come in smoked glass bottles. I like when foundations are in glass bottles. For those of you who don't know, glass bottles for creams and liquids is actually much better because it helps to keep the moisture in, and they last a lot longer and don't go bad very fast in glass bottles. But it's a smoke bottle. The cap on the foundation is white. It's a creamy white, and it has a pump, which I love a pump, and it's a really good pump, and you can control how much product you get out as well. It's not like a free-for-all pump that just gives you whatever you want. You can control the pump. On the primer, it's more of a nudie beige with a hint of pink cap. And most of our packaging is that pinky beige, like muted nude color, which I really like. Now, like I said, she covers various different undertones. She covers warm undertones, neutral undertones, pinky undertones, red undertones, and she does have a description for each of the numbers of the shades. So for instance, I'll tell you my match right now because I know a lot of people are going to ask me that. I actually initially picked up shade 400 because it looked like my match. It was not. I went for, and my perfect match is 350, which is for tan skin with neutral undertones. And that's exactly what I am. Why didn't I go for that shade first? I don't know. But I did get 3 of the shades. I got 350, perfect match, great, love it. This is gonna be great for the winter time. I love the shade match. It blends into my skin, but when I put it and apply it to my skin, it looks a little bit lighter. Now, people are saying that this foundation oxidizes. That's not necessarily true. It does deepen up a little bit, but it's not like a crazy oxidation. What it does is it dries down matte. And a product that is matte, that dries matte, actually looks darker than when it's wet. So when you apply it and it's wet, it's gonna look a little bit lighter. Once it dries down, it's gonna be a little bit darker. So that's the key. Swatch this in store. Get samples of the foundation shades. Do not buy this right out the gate. Unless you trust me and you know you're a good skin match with me, then 350 is your shade. But even people that wear the same foundation as me, they have said that they like 370 and even 390, which I did test out as well, which was just way too dark for me. Now 370 says that it is for tan to deep skin with warm undertones. So you see, I think that one is where it goes wrong. I love a more neutral shade for me, and I think, can you tell? It's what I'm wearing now. It's a beautiful match. So 350 if you're more neutral like me. And then, like I said, I did get 390, too dark, 400, too dark. But my suggestion, go in, if you really want to try this foundation, go in store, pick the shade that you think is closest to you, and then pick 2 shades lighter and swatch them, right? Let them dry on your skin. So walk around the store, look at other things, be like, ooh, go Fenty, and then once you see the shades dry down, then get samples of those shades. Like get 3 shades that you think are close and get samples first. Then go ahead and buy your shade online, because I think this is just a tricky shade match foundation, and there's so many shades that could be your shade. Like I found out that, and I'm okay with having that problem, like having too many shades to choose from, and rather than having a shade that I'm like, all right, I guess, because like Dior, I go to the automatic shade that I know and I make it work. Even if it's a little bit too light or a little bit too dark, I have to make it work. With this, I found a perfect shade match, so I like that. And I think people need to lay off and back up. They're 40 shades, and all 40 shades are in all stores. Like, she didn't look at the demographic and be like, oh, only light-skinned girls are in this area, so I'm only gonna stock the light shades, and then I'm gonna save the dark shades for this other area, this town, this city. No. Girlfriend has all 40 shades in every single store, every single Sephora location, including JCPenney, with all shades stocked up. Excuse me. And then what I really love is that we are going out and supporting our girls, because all the dark shades, guess what? Sold out. So for all those brands that are excluding deeper, darker girls from their lineup, excuse me, do you see how we represent? We show up just like how we went and watched Girls, what was that? That movie. You know that movie? What was it? Girls Trip. Yes, we represent. We made that movie #1. So I am, you know what, my community, I love you guys. Even though there's some bad apples out there trying to spoil the punch, but get them out of the way. We went out and we bought all those dark shades. They're all sold out, which not all sold out. We'll get into that in a minute. Actually, let's talk about that. Somebody made a stupid comment and I wanted to fight them so bad. They were like, oh, so Fenty Beauty didn't sell out, huh? Kylie Cosmetics, Kylie Gender did not, yes, I mispronounced that on purpose. Thank you very much. Kim Kardashian East, they did not have that issue with selling out. And Fenty Beauty didn't sell out. And I'm like, you know what, dusty girl? Dirty girl, come here, I'ma box it down. Hello? Don't talk about my friend like that. Don't talk about, who? Why are you talking about her like that? Rihanna made sure that she had stock of every product, every shade of foundation. She sent, you know how much money got into the manufacturing and production for this? Like, y'all don't even know what went into this. Do you understand the amount of investment and time and effort that went into this launch? There were no leaks. Nobody knew about this until the night of the launch, which was Thursday night. She had a release party with all these influencers. She never invited me, you know. I'm still vexed about it. Rihanna, you could have invited me. I live in New York. You never pay for my hotel. You never pay for my plane fare. Me to come there, you know. No, I did have work and school the next day, so I couldn't go. But the point is, there were no sneak peeks. There were no early release pictures and early, like, girl, she did this right. Like, she just came out. Here's my launch. I did it Thursday night with the influencers. We did a party. People were, you know, Instagramming, Snapchatting, the shades, the swatches, all that stuff. And the release was at midnight. Thank you very much. That was well done. Bravo. Yes, girl, West Indian girl, turn up herself and hey, we're not offered the things. I'm so proud. Like, I feel so proud of her. She did the damn thing. Her whole team, the whole thing was just executed. Well executed. Like, even when they were educating the Sephora employees about the line, like, you know, they have to educate them up front about the products and talk about, you know, even then, those girls had to sign a non-disclosure agreement. Like, I am friends with somebody that works at Sephora, and she's like, Tina, I can't tell you anything. Just know it's amazing. She couldn't tell me anything because she was legal risk. Like, she could lose her job in addition to whatever else. Like, she could get in serious trouble. And I'm like, you know what? That is how you do it. That is how you do it. Like, everybody's on an even playing field. Everybody can get the products at the same time. I love that. Anyway, rant over. So she released up the line and she has full stock for 2 years. Like, ain't no sold out going on here. Because a lot of people think sold out is cute. Oh, look, I sold out in 20 minutes. Hey. No, that means you never plan accordingly. You should have the stock and have it ready for everybody who wants to experience it. And I feel like when you have limited stock and you force this scarcity, because you're gonna supply and demand it and try to drive up the excitement about your product, it actually can work against you. Like, instead of capitalizing on the interest and allowing everybody to be able to get their hands on the product without any muss or fuss, you're just creating this, like, I hate that marketing ploy. So Rihanna did a really good job, and thank you so much for doing that, because not many brands do that. Overall, this foundation is great for oily skin, oily combination skin. If you have dry skin, if you have any dry patches, whoo, I do not recommend this unless you are gonna slather your skin in all the hydration and you really want to try it out. The information does say it's for all skin types, but I really don't recommend this for dry skin, to be honest with you. The finish is matte, which is a straight up matte, like it's a matte. It's a matte. It's not a dry, like cakey, dry, Lord God, look on my face matte, but it's a matte. And it's a medium coverage. On the box it says medium to full. I think it's medium. It's medium buildable. You can really share it out as well. I really like that it's buildable because it's a liquidy foundation. It applies beautifully, it glides onto the skin. It dries fast, so you have to work fast with this. Don't dot. Take your time. Like, blend as you go. Like, don't let this sit on your skin. I do think a lot went into this foundation between the formulation and the shade range. I do think she did a very good job with this, but there are a couple of things that can be seen as cons, like the shade matching is an issue. It does darken up. It doesn't really oxidize. That's not the case. It just dries down and it shows the true color, which is a little bit deeper. And it does dry very fast, so you have to work quickly with it, and it can settle into lines. So I would suggest using a pore filling primer. I don't think her primer is necessarily the best one. I do think like the Smashbox pore minimizing primer is great. Also the Dr. Brandt Pores No More. Any of these kinds of primers work well for it because I do see settling in like my smile lines if I don't, you know, use a good primer, or in my frown lines on my forehead. So bear that in mind, but overall the foundation, I like it as well, and I do recommend trying it out just with the tips and tricks that I gave you. Now let's go ahead and jump into some of our other products, like, let's talk about the Matchsticks, which this is one of the more innovative. It's not the most innovative product. Like, people have cream stick products already on the market. It's not the first, she's not the first one to do it, but I really like how she approached it. So now there are 3 different types of the Matchsticks. So she has the matte Matchsticks, which are skin tone shades, and you can use them as concealer, you can use them as foundation, you can use them as contour shades, as bronzers, and I really like that. All the Matchsticks retail for $25, and they contain 0.25 ounce of product, or 7.1 gram, which is not significant. It's not like a lot of product, but for, whoops, oh no, Rihanna, miss something pop already. Let me see if it go back together. But ooh, that's not cute. Let's see. Does it snap back in? Yeah, it does snap back in. Okay, so it's the packaging that fell apart, not the cream product. What that piece I mixed up, Rihanna? Oh, and it does snap back in. So you see it's not pulling out anymore. That's good. All right. That crisis was aborted. I mean, you know. But it doesn't contain an exorbitant amount of product. Like, there's not tons and tons of product in here, but it's a cream product, which means it's gonna dry out or go bad quicker than a powder. So you don't want to have a ton of product that you won't use up. So even if she included like a full ounce of product, for instance, you would never go through that before it goes bad. So it's a decent price point for the amount of product you get. And I do like the packaging. This one is innovative because they snap together. They're magnetized. So if you order 2, 3, they snap together like this in a honeycomb shape because it is a hexagon, which I really appreciate. I just like that concept that they all snap together, so I don't have to worry about standing them up. They stand up because they're flat topped, so they stand up in your collection. They're easy to see the shades on the bottom because they're all color coded. I really like the packaging of that, and it is reminiscent of the Kardashian West East beauty line. Yeah, I don't care. Like, I like that color anyway, so it's not a problem for me. So the Matchsticks come in that same pinky hue, and they are twist up. They have the Fenty Beauty logo on the top, and like I said, they're a sextagon, and you twist them up and they have a decent amount of product in here. And for these, there are 20 shades to choose from, and again, these are the matte Matchsticks, so you can use them for a matte highlight, matte concealer, a matte contour, or a matte bronzer. They come in skin type shades, and this one says it's a magnetized makeup stick in a long wear light as air matte formula to conceal, correct, contour, and touch up skin in 20 shades. And these are matte, like I said. It says it's made to layer, so it's a buildable cream to powder formula. It's weightless, super easy to blend, and also stays put. There's no creasing and caking when you apply it, even on the delicate under eye area. Now the matchsticks do also come in sets of 3 or 3 if you're Jamaican like me, but they also come in little trio sets, and these retail for $54 and you get 3 of the matchsticks. So this is a $75 value for $54, so you're paying $4 extra for a third shade if you compare it to buying them individually. And they come with a concealer shade, a contour shade, and then a shimmery either highlight shade or like a colorful stick. And I got the Tan 300 set, which is caramel, truffle, and rum, which is beautiful for my complexion. And I think this was a great set, and it's a great way to try them out without buying 3 separate ones. And you get it just for the price of 2, just a couple dollars more. And I really like the shades, so if you wanted to try it out, I do recommend getting the trio set. It's more bang for your buck, and you do get to try 3 shades that work perfectly together. And depending on your skin tone, they have a light, tan, deep. You have different versions you can choose from. Now here's the thing about these. I like them for contouring. Again, you will see in the demo. I like it for contouring. I do think it gives a beautiful finish to the skin. It blends in really easily, but again, work fast because they dry down really quickly. But they blend nicely. I just used my regular contour brush to blend out my contour. The highlight, I used the sponge to blend out the highlight under my eyes, and it worked pretty well. But if you have lines or anything under your eyes, this is going to settle in those lines. So you're going to need to set this with a powder. It does settle into the creases. I tried to use these on my eyes as well. They do settle into lines. They don't play well with lines. So if you have any lines, crepiness, you might want to skip this or just skip it for concealer under the eyes. They are very lightweight. It definitely is a powder to cream finish. It's not a creamy cream. It's like a dry cream to powder. It sets down pretty quickly. It's ideal for oily skin. I don't think it's the best product for under the eyes though, because like I said, it settles into lines and it can look a little bit cakey. Even though it says it's not cakey, when it gets into lines, child, it still look cakey and dry. Be careful with that. But even in my forehead with the contour shades, it didn't look cakey and they blend into the skin really nicely. I like these. I just won't be using them under the eyes because no braba, no, it don't look right at all. So now the second option for the matchsticks are the Matchsticks Shimmer Skin Stick. And do you like that she called them Matchsticks? Isn't that cute? Matchsticks, like she's playing on smoking, but it's like they're a match for your skin and they're in sticks. It's cute. I like it. I don't care. Sue me. I like it. So there are shimmery versions as well. There are shimmery highlight shades as well as shimmery like blush tones. So you have colorful shades like this Chili Mango is this bright orange. The Ridic is like a corally shade. Yacht Life is like a peachy pink with yellow shimmer. You have Cinnamon and Rum, which are more neutral tones with shimmer in them. I really like those, right? Really beautiful. And the shimmer is subtle. I thought it was going to be really intense. These are the same price, same sizing, same packaging as the matte ones. These are just in shimmer and different shades. Now, I love these. These blend out nicely. And they're not overly wet or creamy or sticky or tacky. They just leave a beautiful sheen on the skin and they blend out nicely. You can use a brush to blend them out. You can tap them out with your fingers. You can use a sponge. Love these. If you like a subtle glow, these are ideal for you. If you like to layer your glow products, it's also ideal. If you like to wear a bare skin with just a glow, I think these are going to be phenomenal. And I really like these. These are one of my top products from the line, the shimmer ones. The blush shades, a little bit questionable. Why? I'll tell you why. I use the shade Ridic on my cheeks. Now it's a beautiful like mango shade. Probably not mango, like a corally pink or like a coral red. Blends out easily, blends out beautifully. Even if you apply a ton of product, it still blends out nicely. The thing I found about it is it has yellow gold glitter to it. And not like sheen, no, like there's glitter. You can see the particles. And when you blend it in, you can still see the gold on your skin. I don't necessarily like that. I prefer a matte product and so I can apply my shimmer elsewhere. So I'm hoping she comes out with matte versions of these colorful ones, because I think it's a great product. The concept is right, but I think the shimmer is very specific to specific tastes. So if you want to be more inclusive and, you know, have other people love these, you might want to do matte versions, or even shimmer versions that's the shimmer isn't as noticeable, you know, it's like indiscernible. That's what I want to have, but it's still a beautiful color. Again, they work beautifully, they blend out nice. So these products I actually really like, just not as concealer under the eyes. Now let's go ahead and talk about some of the accessory products before we jump into the beautiful highlighters. I'll mention the 2 brushes that I got. So she has a couple of brushes available. She has some travel size ones. I got the full size one. So this one is the Full-Bodied foundation brush number 110. I do like the style of the brushes. Again, they have that nudie, soft touch. It's not really a soft touch rubberized finish, but it definitely is a smooth rubber finish. So it's definitely going to be able to be easily cleaned, even though it's a lighter color. You can just wipe off any foundation off them. They're synthetic brushes, so remember her line is completely cruelty free. This is $34. And it says it's a medium density liquid foundation brush designed to give seamless airbrush full coverage. I don't really like this brush. It's kind of a hybrid between a paddle brush and then a dome shape synthetic brush, but I just don't like this style of foundation brush personally. Some people might like this, but because of the compact shape, the density of the bristles, it will give you more of a full coverage. So I would suggest using this for under eye concealer or for cream products, but I wouldn't necessarily suggest this one right out the gate. I don't think it's a beautiful brush, but I don't think it's like the best brush for the foundation. For the foundation, I actually prefer using my Marc Jacobs the Phase 3 brush. I just like a larger surface for my brushes for foundation. This just takes a little while to spread the foundation, and I do like the Artiste brush with it as well. So it's a very beautiful brush. It's great for display, but functionality wise, I don't think it's the best brush. The other brush that I picked up is the contour brush. This is the Cheek Hugging highlight brush number 120. Similar design with the handle, beautiful ferrule. I really like the style of the brushes, but then this one is more of a angled brush that has divots at the side, like it's pinched at the side the way it's cut. It has a thinner center and then the sides are kind of cut out, and these are definitely machine cut, so they can be sharp. It's not really a beautiful look to the bristles. I just not the biggest fan of this brush either, but this one I prefer over the other, like the foundation brush, because this one does hug the cheek area because of the shape, and it has a slant as well as that curved indentation. So it does hug the cheek, and it is very soft, so it can apply highlighter very nicely. So if I was gonna get any of the brushes, like looking back, I would get this one. It's just a unique shape to it. It is soft, and it does have like a nice shape to it to apply highlight products and blush products. So this one, if anyone, I was gonna get, but I still don't think they're essential brushes. You probably already have brushes in your collection that can cover all that. And this guy is $32, so I think you can skip on these brushes. They're a little bit higher priced and they're not necessarily worth the investment. She has some travel size ones as well that are portable, and they are magnetic, so they will attach to like the little compact hair. So I thought that was a nice touch, but again, I would skip those. From all her tools, the one thing I would suggest is this sponge. It's the Makeup Precision sponge. This is $16, and this one is beautiful. I love it. It has a similar softness to your Beauty Blender, and it works damp as well, and it does fluff up really great. It has a similar shape though to like an Eco Tools sponge with the flat side and then a chisel top. I really like the shape of this sponge because it has a flat top that you can use under your eyes, and it gets right under there, and I like that it has a large enough surface space here. The other sponges tend to have a point, or they have this flat edge, but not really one with enough surface area to get under there. And the flat side helps to blend out product. You can use the bottom, which is rounded, to pounce product out. You can use the little edge again to blend out contour. I just like the sponge. It's a nice size. It's a nice texture. It's very soft, similar to the Beauty Blender. And at $16, I think that one is actually a nice one. So that one, I would say yes, I recommend. And then the next thing she has in her lineup are her blotting sheets. These are the Invisi Matte blotting powders. And this guy is $16 as well. And you can buy the refillable blotting papers. They come on a roll, and that is $10. And it's really cute. It's really travel friendly. It's like a lipstick size. You throw it in your bag. It even has a little mirror on the side that you can blot. I got this just for the novelty of it. The minute I saw this, I was like, did Rihanna really just release some Rizla, some rolling papers? Because you know she smokes, right? And I'm okay with it. Like, I'm not uptight about smoking, especially coming from Jamaica, where we're listen, I'm not uptight about the thing. At least she not sniff none. Anyway, the blot paper. So you roll it off, and it has a serrated edge that you can tear off however much you need. And I do like the concept of this. I just don't think a lot of people like blotting papers. It does work. I mean, blotting papers just work, right? They absorb oil. Like, look how much grease I have going on already without disturbing your makeup underneath. But I like the novelty of it, and I like how travel friendly it is, and I like that it's like this cute little thing. But this is just an extra item that you don't need. Now, she did come out with one single lip product. This is Gloss Balm. It's the Universal Lip Luminizer. This is the shade Fenty Glow, and it contains 9 milliliters of product, or 0.3 fluid ounce, and this retails for $18. And it's a single shade, and it's meant to be a universal shade. It says, the ultimate gotta have it lip gloss with explosive shine that feels as good as it looks in one universal rose nude shade. And obviously it's a universal shade. It's a rosy nude with tons of sheen and shine to it, but no stickiness, no goopiness. It's not overly thick. It's not watery either. It's like just the perfect consistency. And it gives a crazy shine to the lips. Like, do you see this? Can you stand how I look like I got lip injections right now? This is not the shade of the gloss. The gloss itself almost applies like a sheer glow on my skin tone, on my lip color as well. It's just a very sheer color, but it's really beautiful. It's a nude color. It says lips look instantly fuller and smoother. And though it's super shiny, it feels amazing on your lips, and it has an addictive peach vanilla scent. Is it peach vanilla? I wasn't sure what scent that was. It smelled good. It smells sweet. It smells like sweetie. Now the thing about this is it has a huge doe foot applicator, which is okay by me because my lips are not tiny. But if you have tiny lips, this might not get, it might get all over the place. Here's the thing. I don't like to wear this by itself. It goes over my lip lines because it is a gloss. I prefer to apply gloss over the top of a lip color and just apply it just on the center, not just all over. And you need very little of this, like very little. I think this is also one of her standout products. It is one of the better products in the line, and it is really a universal shade. It will look a little bit darker on lighter skin tones, but not really dark. It's just a nude color. Really love this as well. The packaging is beautiful. I love this. It's just so easy, and it's like the perfect complementary lip gloss for any lip color you can think of. Just really like this one. Next up, we have the Invisi Matte Blotting Powder. This is a translucent pressed powder. It's universal, and it contains 8.5 grams or 0.3 ounces, and this is $32. And it says it's a universal blotting powder that absorbs shine and diffuses the look of pores for an instant filtered look on the fly. And Rihanna did mention in some of her Snapchat videos, some of her interviews, that she travels with this. So it's an invisible powder, and she says that it gives no flashback, and I did see that that was true. It comes with a puff. It's a light powder. You press it in, it does mattify without leaving behind any cakiness, so you don't see a ton of product when you press it into your skin. and it does absorb oil, and I do like this, and I will probably travel with this in my purse. This is another one of those products that I don't think everybody needs or everybody's gonna want, but I think it's cute and it's a great travel friendly product. And because it doesn't give flashback, it will work on the majority of skin tones, which I think was really great that she really made sure that this was a flashback free powder, because ain't nobody got time for looking a hot damn mess under a flash. This guy, like I said, is $32, and you might feel like this is just an extra product that you don't need, but it does work. So if you wanted to try it out, it does work. I think that's not really the standout product of the line, which we're gonna jump into right now. These are her Kilowatt Freestyle highlighters, and Kilowatt Freestyle goes with like music. So I really like that she stayed true to that. And there are 4 duos in this line. Beautiful white iridescent packaging. I don't think if anybody has mentioned that, but it's not completely a white packaging. It has iridescence to it. So it's like a purple pearl. Really beautiful. Even her boxes and her labels have a little bit of iridescence to them, which I really like. Like the writing on the brushes has some iridescence. Really pretty. So you open this guy up. Has a mirror. I really like the packaging. Some people are like, oh, they expected more from the packaging. They don't like the packaging, but I think the packaging is sleek. It's just easy, simple. It's not overdone. It's not overstated, but it's still different enough, like with the shapes and the magnetism for the matchsticks. I think her packaging is nice. It doesn't feel cheap. Like it's solid plastic. It's not cheap plastic. And then the color theme I like as well. So this is, again, that iridescent white. It has the mirror, which is a nice mirror. It has her logo in the mirror. And then these duos are split pans. They contain 3.5 grams each, or 1.12 ounces, and they retail for $34. So you're getting 7 grams of product in this. And like the Becca highlighters, these are 6.5 grams, and these are $34. And the larger pans from Becca, these are 7 grams. So you are getting 7 grams of product split between 2. So they're sized right in the market. And for $34, it's a little bit more up there, but it's not really breaking the bank either. It's outside of the $20 range, but you get 2 shades. And with these, she said, light up where you want, when you want. Kilowatt Free Light Highlighter was born to reflect your every mood with its lineup of luminizing solos and duos with a dose of skin glorifying color. Kilowatt ranges from subtle day glow to insanely supercharged with shades that are designed for all skin tones. So she does have a range of shades. Like I said, there are 4 duos. I got the Girl Next Door and the Chic Freak. I got Mean Money and Hustler Baby. And then the other one that I got was the Ginger Binge and Moscow Mule. And even the lightest one out of this, I thought wasn't going to suit me, which for me, this is the Mean Money Hustler Baby. That's what I'm wearing right now. And what I like about these, okay, there are 2 different finishes in these. You have a subtle sheen. It's more like it's almost like a satin sheen to it. It gives a very subtle glow to the skin. You can wear that for daytime. That's what she meant by day glow. And then there's an amped up, more shimmery side that you can wear for nighttime or just daytime if you're into that kind of thing. Like, there's no rhyme or reason. It's whatever you're comfortable with. Wear it how you feel. So I like that. That's what I'm wearing. Then the Girl Next Door and Chic Freak. These are more pinky hues. What I like about these is that there's no real intense silver to it. If anything, this one is the most silver of them, and it still works for me. That silver that can give that ashy glow to dark skin, it's not here, and I like that she considered that when making these. Of course, she is a woman of color, so she kept that in mind. And I really like this. So this one is also very beautiful, but I think the Hustler Baby one, which is the more champagne-y one, actually works better on darker and golden skin. And then the Ginger Binge and Moscow Mule. These are more rosy tones. This would definitely work great on deeper skin. And it can also work great for me as a blush topper. Like, these are deeper tones for me. I wouldn't necessarily wear these as highlights. They won't necessarily look like highlighters on my skin, but I can wear this as a blush topper. So really love these. I think This is the top product. Everybody's going crazy over these. I prefer the duos over the singles. And this is the most talked about product from the line. This is Trophy Wife. This is one of the singles. She has two singles. She has Trophy Wife and she has a lighter shade that's called Metal Moon. It's white gold. And I thought about getting that one because I think it will be great for lighter skin, definitely. But it almost melts into the skin so much that it would work on tan skin as well. So I'm wondering if I should get that one as well. I didn't get that one because I feel like the other three that I got, the duos, were good enough. So I think I'll skip that one. But that one is also very beautiful. But the one that everybody's talking about is Trophy Wife, which is in your face, yellow gold, sparkly gold, intense. And I saved this for last because I wanted to apply this on camera for you guys and give you my thoughts. It's beautiful. This one is the most shimmery of all of them that I tried. This one has the most glitter flecks in it. It's not chunky. It's still creamy. Like that creamy hybrid formula that she said. It is really a hybrid formula. However, I don't like this one. This is the one that everybody talks about that's the one I don't like. It's yellow gold. It looks great on darker skin. Like when I was in store and I'm watching these dark skinned girls just getting into it, I'm like, oh yes! Using this on darker skin is nicer than on lighter skin. So this is not necessarily for me, especially since it's so yellow. Like this is a very specific highlight. So if you're not into this shade, you're not gonna like it. And I think it's very specific. Even though people are going crazy over it, I don't think it's gonna suit a lot of skin tones and a lot of people. Darker skin, this is for you guys and you deserve it. So go ahead, girls. But I'm gonna show you what it looks like on my skin tone using the brush. Like I said, I use Hustler Baby on my cheeks, which I really love. But let's apply this. Do you see this? I mean, the glow is serious and it's shimmery and it's in your face. And that's not me at all. Like, whoo, it looked like, no. Do you see that? No ma'am, no Pam, no, It's glitter, it's shimmer, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's just not a daily wear beautiful for me. And she did make daily wear highlighter, so I'm not mad at her about this. This is like her signature item and I can mess with that. Like I can mess with the signature. So I'm okay with the product as it stands as a part of the collection because there are other options. But this one is just not for me. And I know a lot of people love it. And I'm like, do you just love it because of that Instagram thing? Or do you actually love it for wearing? Because I can't wear this. Like I said, I'll apply it to my body. I can probably even get away with it as eyeshadow. But I would never wear that like on its own. Like that is way too much for me. Way too much. So that is the end of this video. My hauls, swatches, my thoughts. It's a long video and like I said, I will do the demo in a separate video so you can see the products in action, see how I accomplished this look, which is a very simple look. The whole collection, the whole concept of this release was to focus on skin, and it was like she was focusing on light makeup, just hey, I'm effortless, it's easy breezy. Not cover girl, but you know what I mean? Like she wasn't trying to do the most right all at once. And of course the line is gonna expand. They're gonna be eyeshadows, they're gonna be more lit products, they're gonna be tons of other products, but this is her initial launch and I think she did a really good job. I like a lot of these products. There's some products that I don't necessarily think are the most revolutionary or must-haves, but there's some in here that I think are pretty good. So hopefully this video was helpful for you guys. I hope me just talking through, you enjoyed just talking with me about the collection and what's going on and like seeing the swatches. Hopefully the swatches were helpful and like some of my tips and tricks. So yeah, I will leave a full list of the products used and mentioned in the description box below, along with links on where you can pick them up. Those links happen to be affiliate links, which means if you make a purchase through those links, I will get a small sales commission. Doesn't change the price of the product, and it does not mean I am directly affiliated with Fenty Beauty or Sephora, although I am very open to a collaboration. Like if yo link me but there, you know, if you want to do like collaborations with YouTubers but you want to keep it pana, you know, you want to collaborate with some of the yard girl and there, you know, Riri, text me, DM me send him a number, I know nothing, hello, me there anytime you're ready. But anyhow, I was definitely happy to support her line, and I think she did a good job for her first launch out the gate. So hopefully, again, this video was helpful for you guys, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.
How are you not laughing at this?
Not a sitting where pop out. Look, I was about to be Rihanna. What kind of cheap thing this clear? But it's not back in, man. It go back in, but it pop out. So it's hot. I'm sweating. Oof.